So we look for fearless leaders, and we look no further than Congress. Ah, that was a joke. Congress is not fearless leading. I will say this, there is one name that should be the top of the Speaker of the House and really one of the top leaders of the House, but they're not going to give it to him. We're going to talk about what Mike Johnson just did. This should just make your blood boil, especially if you're a Republican. Also, we're going to talk about Zoriansky visiting America. How did he get to America? Did he use a Ukrainian jet? Nope. We'll talk about what he did and where he went because it shows, again, sleazy politicians of America. We're going to discuss that today. And then we're going to talk about a grave warning that we just received about Israel. Is it a big deal? Is there something we should be worried about? And then lastly, get out of the cities. I'm not saying move to rural America, but you better get out of these cities. Have you seen the footage from Philadelphia? Let's dive into these stories and a few more. This video starts right now. Hey guys, welcome to the Max. Thank you so very much for being here today on this beautiful, beautiful morning. It is raining outside because you do know we have a storm coming, so we are back inside. Thank you again for being here. Again, remember to subscribe to the channel. We push that because we do a giveaway and to say thank you each and every month. We have a big giveaway going on at the end of this month, and we can't wait to share it with you. Also, there's a Survival Seeds giveaway that we're going to be doing in just a few days. You can go back and watch that video. It's about 2 days ago, and we want to give that away to you with our friends at Survival Garden Seeds. It takes nothing other than you signing up for it. Now let's jump into the story of the day. I don't know if you agree with me, but I think Thomas Massie should be the Speaker of the House. I know everybody thought it was a long shot, but that's about the only man that has, to me, a backbone and the courage and the smarts to actually run our Congress. I think Mike Johnson really is a good guy. I think the problem is he has no backbone, and I think that's why he got elected. I think that he wants to do good, but I do not think he can do it. I don't think he has a backbone. I think he's just a pushover. So again, they push for the SAVE Act, meaning they're trying to protect our elections, protect America, and then it fails. And instead of him going back to the drawing board to try to get to pass, which is his job as Speaker of the House, he decided to take the SAVE Act out, which means he passes the spending bill, and as a Republican who is supposedly over the House, has no leg to stand on. He basically, again, gave the Democrats another win. What are we doing with this guy in leadership? What are we doing with any of these Republicans in leadership? It's really a sad day when we really don't have anyone but just a few. I mean, we act like it's a big deal when Rand Paul does something great in the Senate, or when when we hear Thomas Massie do something great and stand up for what he believes in the House. And really, they should be just one of the normal calls. This should be one of the normal procedures of having someone represent us. Instead, we call them like they're like the saving grace because they're fresh air. They're not just working for the political class, they're actually working for their people and what they believe in. Shouldn't that be the norm? So again, Thomas Massie should definitely be the Speaker of the House. To me, Johnson has kind of thrown Trump under the bus several times too. What I would do if I was Trump is meet with Massie and Paul. I've told you this before, the libertarian side of the wing, and just say, you know what? I want to put you in leadership and you're going to help me do it. How awesome would that be? Thomas Massie for Speaker. Speaking of crappy politicians, Zoriansky comes to America. Now, Zoriansky comes to America, he's not coming on his own jet or on his own money. He's boarded one of our U.S. Air Force C-17s. So we now pay the guy to fly? Is this like Air Force 3? Is that what we're going to call it now? Is Ukraine part of our ally base? Is it the 51st State of the Union? No, none of that is true. So why are we paying as taxpayers to fly this man back to America for propaganda? Really, why? He goes to Pennsylvania. Why does he go to Pennsylvania? Well, there's munitions there, but it's probably just because he knows how volatile it is when it comes to the Democrats needing that win. So him and Josh Shapiro, they go to a factory and they want to act like they're, shaking hands, kissing babies kind of thing. But ultimately, the sad thing is this. We're allowing this man to come over here on our money, on our dime, to influence this this Pennsylvania governor who's a joke, who is autographing big munitions, big mines. So what we're doing is he is autographing the fact that he wants us to stay in wars and for people to die that are innocent. They have taken out a whole generation of men in Ukraine. All that's left is younger men and older men. The average age of a Ukrainian soldier is like in his 40s because they have killed them all. Now, what's to say we should want peace? Well, that's what we should want. But our elected officials, they're signing bullets. They're wanting to make sure that this thing keeps going. To show strength. Actually, what they're doing is they're killing our population. And they're putting us into a world war. Why does no one see this? So Zelensky comes over on our taxpayer dime, and then on top of that meets with Pennsylvania leadership to go sign some munitions in honor of killing people. What a messed up world we live in. I would just think he needs to get out of our country. And if he flies over here to try to beg for our money, he should be doing it on his own dime and not ours personally. And really, if we didn't have lobbyists in Walmart, and if we didn't have lobbyists in Washington, and we didn't have corruption with these bureaucrats, he wouldn't have a leg to stand on. And there'd be honest talking about this instead of just giving a blank check to him and plate munitions to him where he can do whatever he wants. And we just act like we support him bombing people. It's mind-numbing and mind-blowing. You know, I know we talk about all the time our cities are doing terrible. And we don't want to move in necessarily in the rural areas, but I believe we've got to get some hold of the cities. Did you see the footage out of Philadelphia, where there literally is a police cruiser just pulling in, trying to, hold down peace and make sure that he can get through this area, and they just ramsack the car. Now, I wish I could say this is just Philadelphia. Chicago, they're starting to do the same thing. Did you see in California the other day where they took a 7-Eleven and it was like a mass amount of biking youth and young kids and young thieves that were going in there, and they literally robbed the store blind. If we don't start getting a hold of our cities, you're going to have complete anarchy, which is going to bring in for martial law. Now, that may be what they want, but ultimately what we're seeing is the fall of America when it comes to these kind of things. Why are we letting our cities do this? Why is our governments allowing these people not to respect leadership? That's what blows my mind. They hold the hands of the officers, so politicians tell the officers they can't do anything about it. So they're watching the demise of their own family lineage and own family place of wherever they live, all in the name of power and some clout. It's mind-numbing to me. It blows my mind that we're even in this situation where the cities, no one respects you. You think they're going to respect a politician if they don't respect someone that carries a self-defense tool? No. So they're setting themselves up for our defeat, and what we're going to see is dystopian nightmares. And that, honestly, that's what's going to come to these cities. And if you live there and you're a conservative, you better get out. Quit playing games. Get out. And the last thing I want to hit, there's something kind of near and dear to my heart. Jack Hibs, which is a minister I like watching and listening to, it says, a grave warning has been issued by the Prime Minister. Now, this is not a joke or a bluff. Ready or not, here comes Israel. Israel believes that there's the Islamic axis of evil that is about to attack the Jewish state without unconventional weapons, meaning they're going to try some new things, innovative ways to attack them. It says, if you know your Bible, then you know, this is what Jack Hibs says, if you know your Bible, then you know that Israel will never be destroyed and that Israel will always have its promised homeland. But many in Israel do not believe the Bible in what the Lord's promises for Israel are. He makes another comment. It says, the world has yet to see the unimaginary military power that Israel possesses and now believes that this could be her final days and her final hours. So now we see a Russia-Ukraine situation where Russia's getting backed in a corner because of the way we're stepping in. Then we see Israel causing problems over in the Middle East, or not causing problems, trying to solve the problem they once had, but ultimately they're going to cause stress to a situation to where if they get in anxiety and they put themselves in a corner, or someone puts them in a corner, what are they going to do to get out of it? Again, nuclear power, just like what Russia has. We want Biden and Harris to lead us into this? It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. So, grave warning for Israel. Please Be in prayer for people all over the world. There's hurting folks all over the world. And it's not getting any easier right now, not even in America. So it's time to focus and be steadfast, have some common sense, and try to gain some wisdom, because we need it as we raise our families in this chaotic world. Guys, thank you so much for watching. God bless.
Be free, be free, be free.